Hey, how's it going? This is Robin from Peace Token Fishing Tackle. I'm very happy to say that the time of the blackfish is finally upon us. It's been a long time coming, but it's finally here, and it's the perfect time of year to really get out there and catch these species. And I can't think of a better time than right now to really showcase one of our custom blackfish rigs. But before I get into that, I wanted to share a saying that is very popular in the fishing community. It's that 10% of anglers catch 90% of fish. And this saying is very accurate and very true, especially among the blackfish community. And to be perfectly honest, if you're within that 10%, you probably don't need this rig because you'll catch tog no matter what. You'll have the experience, the expertise, the knowledge to catch tog on a tough day no matter what. I'm really gearing this rig for those of you who are less experienced in the tog fishery. For those of you who are maybe getting started, who want to try your hand at tog fishing. From this rig here, the system we created, it's very good, it's very easy, and it's the perfect starter rig to get you started. So if you're interested, stay tuned and check them out. Okay, so here is our one of our custom blackfish rigs. This setup here, as you can see, there's an egg sinker here. Line travels through, passes through freely through that egg sinker, and then we have a double hook system on the end here. This is rigged with 50-pound leader line. And this is a 3-ounce egg sinker. If you need to change that, it's very simple. Just cut off one end, slide a new egg sinker in there, and retie off. Hook system. You can use this double hook if you want to use a whole crab. You can hook both hooks into a single crab, or if you want to use two smaller crabs, you can hook up two smaller crabs to each of these hooks, or you can use two halves of a crab and stick those on each of these hooks as well. We have these rigged with pink glow tubes or green glow tubes. This helps with dirty water conditions. The blackfish will still be able to spot your bait even though the water is hazy because of the glow tubes here. This little piece of glow tube here is very important. This protects the knot from jamming into your your egg sinker. Because once that jams into your egg sinker, it's not going to move anymore, so it defeats the purpose of the rig. So you have to have this, it can be a glow tube or a bead or some type of cushion to stop the sinker from jamming into the hook. So those are the rig details. That's how we rig them up here. Now I'll go over the advantages that are presented with a rig setup like this. Firstly, you'll get increased sensitivity on a bite or a hookup or a nibble on a tog, just because the way this rig is set up, everything's in a single line. And so what happens is when a fish starts to bite or nibble on your bait, you'll feel every single vibration and every single movement all the way up from the hook, up the leader line, all the way up to your rod and into your hand. So you'll get increased sensitivity on a bite. Secondly, it makes it easier. A system like this makes it easier for the fish to commit to the bait, allows them to swallow a little easier because the hook end is not hung over or hung down by a sinker. Instead it slides back and forth. So once they start biting and say they want to swallow, they can simply just do that just by pulling on the rig itself. There's nothing stopping them from doing that. There's no suspicion on their part. Like I said, it's an egg sinker, so nothing's stopping the hooks from free flowing out. Number 3, you get hung up less because, like I said, everything's set up in an inline format. There's no separate sinker line you have to worry about. So you'll naturally hang up less just because everything's inline, compact in a single line setup. If you do get hung up, more oftentimes than not, you can let out some slack. And what happens is if there's still bait left on your hooks, a stray tog or maybe sometimes a bigger tog will come by, give a few pecks at the bait. If it's a bigger tog, you might swallow the bait. And once that happens, you can usually just set your rod tip straight up, give it a nice jerk, and it frees from the structure. And if it's a nice tog, you can even get a nice hook set on a nice tog and land potentially a big tog as well. The fourth and last point is after you do get a good hook set on a really big tog, keeper size, or even close to double-digit size tog, as you're fighting a big fish, they tend to go crazy. They tend to dart back and forth, try to dive back into structure, do whatever they need to do to really because they're feeling threatened right now. They got a hook in their mouth and they're trying to run away. So with a rig like this, as they dart back and forth, as they move around, there's no separate sinker line that can find its way into another piece of structure. So like I said, everything's compact in a single line format, so there's less hang-ups on a fight on a big fish as well. So there you have it. This is our take on our custom blackfish rig. We have it set up 2 ways. That was the first setup there. This setup uses a very similar hooks, but this is a stinger hook Kevlar cord system. Gives you more flexibility allowing your bait to move a little more naturally. And this has a heavier weight for boat applications, but like I said, egg sinkers come in like 8, maybe even 10 ounces, so you can use whatever weight you need. We sell these in store and on our website. I'll have all those links in the description box below. If you have any other further questions, you can come by the shop. We're always here. Staff members here to take care of you, to ask any questions. Just to leave some in the comments below, or give us a call at 609-463-6851. And I'll see you next time. Take care.